Media today, more than ever, greatly impacts the view of feminism with a negative connotation. Young girls are especially susceptible to this, as they are constantly pressured into fitting into society's distorted views on women. They are exposed to the stereotypical role that women should become. As a result, women are more prone to alter their decisions by acting a certain way, dressing specifically, and trying to achieve the ideal body image. If women go against these traditional interpretations, they will be deemed as undesirable. Media has impacted the way children act in their environment and perceive gender roles as well. From a young age, children are being introduced to the negative outlook that society and media has placed on women and femininity. Today, we will be presenting our thoughts on how Cinderella fell under a stereotypical role.
Cinderella lives in a faraway kingdom with her evil stepmother after both of her parents die. Gisela and Anastasia are Cinderella's evil stepsisters, who along with their mother try to make life for Cinderella as miserable as they possibly can. Completing chores all day long and being a servant for her wicked stepfamily while they frolic and enjoy themselves, Cinderella dreams of a happier life, which she shall soon have. Meanwhile, the king decides that his son should now find and marry a suitable bride that will provide him with many children. A fancy ball is created for the son to find a woman to marry, and with the help of some mice, birds, and a fairy godmother, Cinderella is well equipped to enter the ball with the most beautiful dress, slippers, and carriage, capturing the prince's heart despite her evil stepsister's attempt to ruin the affair.
This fairy tale, however, isn't as romantic as it seems. Cinderella is portrayed in a stereotypical gender role, and there is a narcissistic view of femininity in the movie, showing women to be submissive, passive housemakers, whose only goal is to get married and wait on their husband. The message that this sends is that one must use their looks to their advantage in order to receive the love, attention, and marriage proposal from the prince. Furthermore, it seems as if the only way for Cinderella to rid herself of the miserable life her stepmother and stepsisters have forced upon her is by marrying a man. Only after achieving her greatest dream of meeting her Prince Charming will she be able to live happily ever after.
The notion that a man is the solution to all of a woman's problems adds to society's idea that women need men in order to be happy. The seemingly harmless story that Cinderella takes part in creates the normality of male dominance in the minds of young children. Young girls are taught to recognize that their role is to be beautiful, selfless, subordinate, nurturing, and proper. They also learn that in order to obtain these appropriate qualities, they must have a deep connection to nature, be a sensitive motherly figure, and be a caretaker, happily and willingly. If they exhibit a prominent, strong personality like the stepmother, they will be perceived as evil and unladylike, never to achieve true love.
All in honor of His Highness, the Prince. Oh, the Prince! And by royal command, every eligible maiden is to attend.
Why, that's us! And I'm so eligible. Why, that means I can go too. Huh. Her dancing with the prince.
I'd be honored, Your Highness. Would you mind holding my broom? I'll cut it with the scissors, and I can do the sewing. Leave the sewing to the women.
Unfortunately, Cinderella is not the only media representation that shines a negative light over women and their roles in society. For example, both Cinderella and Curly's wife are seen as women of value only after they have married a man. This representation of women gives young girls the impression that the male gender is more dominant. Although these two characters were depicted stereotypically in movies in the early to mid-1900s, these beliefs still have a significant impact on the women in society today.
In today's society, women of all ages are pressured to conform to a certain type of beauty. At an early age, media tells each gender type what their appropriate role in society is, and in order to be happy, girls must find a man to save them. It is important to recognize gender stereotypes and inequality between the sexes, so people can detach themselves from these sexist, distorted views. By becoming more socially aware and exposing the wrongdoings of society, people can be empowered to create their own path in life instead of being confined to society's plans.